January transfer window is here, and Newcastle United are planning.
You serious?
As Eddie Howe prepares for a massive Liverpool clash, today we will break down the latest injury updates.
Willock and Barnes.
Discuss the potential defensive signing. Find out the latest on Kalvin Phillips' move to Newcastle. Reveal the surprise news about Isaac Hayden. And unveil the Newcastle United star who has joined the club board of directors.
Let's go!
Starting off, Newcastle United star Fabian Schar has taken on an extraordinary role by joining the board of directors at his hometown club, FC Will 1900. Schar's journey in football has not followed the traditional path, as he started his career with FC Will 1900 and simultaneously worked as an intern at Swiss bank Raiffeisen when he was just 17 years old. Schar's decision to pursue an alternative career option alongside football was uncommon in English football, where young players typically focus solely on their football aspirations. Many aspiring footballers, who do not make it to the professional level, often find themselves in a desperate situation with shattered dreams and uncertain futures. In a previous interview, Schar described his daily routine as a young footballer, working at the bank all day, attending training sessions, and then starting his homework late in the evening. However, Schar defied the odds and successfully established himself in professional football. The talented central defender went on to represent his country and played for clubs such as Basel, Hoffenheim, Deportivo, and eventually Newcastle United. His signing by Rafa Benitez at Newcastle United was considered a brilliant budget acquisition, as Schar had a relegation clause of just £3 million while playing for Deportivo. Now, in addition to his football career, Schar has taken on the responsibility of joining the board of directors at FC Will 1900, with the permission of Newcastle United. This move showcases Schar's diverse interests and his commitment to his hometown club. FC Will 1900 play in the second tier of Swiss football, and their president, Maurice Weber, has told Blick the background to Fabian Schar coming on board, saying, "Fabian Schar will work on the board of directors in the sporting area, where there is also a sports commission with a president, sports director, CEO, head coach, and assistant coach. Fabian will now join us there. He is a unifying figure and grew up a stone's throw from here, brings a lot to the table in terms of sports and networking. He clarified everything with Newcastle United first." Then moving on, Newcastle United is reportedly considering a January transfer move for Bayer Leverkusen centre-back Jonathan Tah, according to a report from Football Transfers. The German international has been identified as a potential option to strengthen Newcastle's defence while adhering to financial fair play (FFP) restrictions. Tah, who is 27 years old, has a release clause of £15.5 million in his contract that will become active again next summer. However, it is believed that Leverkusen would demand a similar fee if Newcastle were to intensify their interest in January. Tah has been a regular presence in Leverkusen's defense, contributing to their impressive start to the season under manager Xabi Alonso, which has seen them rise to the top of the Bundesliga table. Despite his strong performances, Tah is reportedly keen on a move to the Premier League and has been reluctant to sign a new contract as he enters the final 18 months of his current deal. Standing at 6 feet 4 inches tall, Tah has started all but one of Leverkusen's 16 league games this season, and he has also scored 4 goals across all competitions. Newcastle's interest in Tah suggests that they see him as a potential solution to bolster their backline. The club may view him as a cost-effective option, considering his release clause and their need to adhere to financial restrictions. However, any potential deal would likely require negotiations with Leverkusen, who may demand a significant fee for the highly rated defender. Then, Newcastle United is reportedly confident about securing a loan deal for Kalvin Phillips from Manchester City, but the loan fee involved could be relatively high. According to the Chronicle, Newcastle may have to pay a loan fee of £7.5 million to borrow Phillips for the remainder of the season. Although £7.5 million is a substantial amount for a loan deal, it appears that Newcastle officials are undeterred by the asking price. The ongoing discussions suggest that negotiations are progressing positively, indicating that Newcastle is willing to meet the financial demands. If the club had no intention of paying such a significant loan fee, it's likely that talks would have ceased. Regardless of the fee, the acquisition of Phillips would be a significant signing for Newcastle. Manager Eddie Howe has reportedly expressed interest in the player in the past, and now he has the opportunity to bring him to Tyneside. Newcastle's need for a defensive midfielder was evident in their recent match against Nottingham Forest on Boxing Day. Phillips is seen as an ideal candidate to fill that position, making him the top choice for Newcastle in the January transfer window. While it remains to be seen if Newcastle is interested in signing Phillips on a long-term basis, securing him on loan for the rest of the season would be a positive step in the right direction. Phillips has received praise from players like Kieran Trippier, who described him as a fantastic player. If Phillips can regain the form he showed during his time at Leeds United, the loan fee of £7.5 million would likely be considered a worthwhile investment by Newcastle. But tell me in the comments, would you want Newcastle to explore such a transfer considering the loan fee? Then, moving on, as the January transfer window approaches, the need for Newcastle United to sign a new goalkeeper becomes increasingly apparent. The club is currently without Nick Pope, who underwent surgery after dislocating his shoulder during the match against Manchester United. With Pope expected to be out for a few months, Martin Dubravka has returned to the starting lineup after being replaced by Pope last year. However, Dubravka's performances since his return have been less than convincing. He has kept just one clean sheet and conceded 14 goals in 7 games, leaving the Newcastle defense feeling increasingly uncomfortable with him in goal. This situation has led the club to view the January transfer window as an opportunity to bring in a replacement. One player who has been heavily linked with Newcastle is David De Gea. The 33-year-old goalkeeper is currently a free agent after being released by Manchester United at the end of the previous season. De Gea has expressed an interest in a move to Newcastle, and several pundits have urged the club to pursue him, highlighting his exceptional talent and experience. However, Newcastle is reportedly not entirely convinced about signing De Gea. According to the Daily Mail, there are concerns about his extended period as a free agent, which may require time for him to regain match fitness. Newcastle needs a goalkeeper who can make an immediate impact, and they may not be willing to wait for De Gea to reach his best form. The fact that De Gea is still available as a free agent raises questions about why no agreement has been reached with any other club. It could suggest that his wage demands are high or that he has not found a move that meets his preferences. While Newcastle is reportedly interested in De Gea, there is uncertainty from their perspective. They may be hesitant due to potentially high wage demands or the possibility of De Gea seeking a longer-term contract, whereas Newcastle only requires a temporary solution until Pope is fit again. If Newcastle is serious about signing a goalkeeper in the January transfer window, they will need to make a decision quickly. Time is of the essence, and they must evaluate their options, including the pursuit of De Gea, to address their goalkeeping situation promptly. Then, in a recent development, according to sources from Football Insider, Newcastle United is planning to terminate Isaac Hayden's loan spell at Standard Liège in January and secure a move for him to another English club. Several championship clubs have reportedly expressed interest in signing the 28-year-old midfielder on loan. Hayden joined Standard Liège on a season-long loan during the summer transfer window. However, his time at the Belgian club has been challenging, with Hayden struggling to find form. He has made only 10 appearances for Standard Liège in the 2023-24 season and has not contributed any goals or assists during his loan spell. Additionally, he has been absent from 4 of their last 5 league matches. With Hayden falling out of favor at Standard Liège, Newcastle is keen to terminate the loan agreement prematurely and secure a new club for him in the second half of the season. The club is actively seeking opportunities to find Hayden a better fit and playing opportunities elsewhere. Then Eddie Howe gave an injury update ahead of the Liverpool clash.
Just start with the injuries if you can. Is there any further updates on Jamal Lascelles, Abiel and Stuart?
Willock and Barnes continue to work behind the scenes, back from their respective injuries. No immediate update on them. Jamal, we don't think serious. We hope we can get him back pretty soon.
Do you think he'll be back in time for the Liverpool match?
Let's wait and see. Fingers crossed.
Joelinton back. He's been a big player for you. How much of a lift is it having him back and ready to start?
Yeah, I think whenever you lose a player of Joe's quality, someone like that, I think, and then you're sort of without those qualities in your team, you realise how important they are. Not that we ever needed confirmation of that, but sometimes it's felt harder, especially with some of the other players we've got missing. So when Joe came on, I think, again, even in a little cameo for 10-15 minutes, he showed what he can bring.
Then finally, if you want to watch the greatest footballing comeback story of all time, click the video on your screen now.